What's up guys, how's it going? Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my experience with the Corsair 4000D Airflow over the past 3 years to the date that I've had it. And today I'm fortunate to be using the TZ Audio Stellar X3 microphone. They were kind enough to send this over to me, so if you like the microphone quality, check it out in the link in the description. So I've had the 4000D Airflow for exactly 3 years now, and overall I'd say that it has really been a very positive experience. Starting off with the build quality here, the entire body of the case is made with aluminum, besides the front section here along with the frame of the dust filter, as well as the case's feet. The front panel here is also steel, which is very nice and supposedly helps with cooling. And the side panel here is tinted tempered glass. One thing I like about it, that's there's only 2 screws for the side panel, but it's also held on by these nubs and it sort of hinges outwards, which is especially nice for removing it by yourself. Dust filter on top is also a nice rubber sheet. And at first I was contemplating cutting off the yellow Corsair tag, but it fits nicely and is actually pretty useful for removing it for cleaning. The one issue I had with the build quality is the dust tray underneath the power supply, which can occasionally rattle and is kind of annoying. Can be fixed though with some sort of DIY buffer, or you can also bend those metal tabs upwards. But I think it'd be better for them to also have maybe made that dust tray out of rubber as well, or made the tolerances a bit tighter. Next, let's talk about the case's features, then cable management, potential drawbacks, and then my favorite features. So the 4000D Airflow has a high flow front panel with a dust guard, and it's very easy to clean by simply running it under the sink, and it's also magnetic, which is very nice. No other hardware involved. Here I also like how the airflow panel sits a little inwards from the edges of the case. It makes it look a bit more sleek and almost funnels the air into the fans, of which it can fit 3 in the front. And right above the front, on the top, we have the power and reset buttons, as well as USB A and C, along with a headphone/microphone combo audio jack. There's the power LED inside of the power button, which is standard on most cases, and although I didn't really much like the feel of it at the beginning, it has held up very well and is nice and big, therefore being easy to press. Under the dust guard on the top here, we can see the same design as is on the front of the case and throughout it. The magnetic strips lift the whole sheet off the face so that your fan screws can sit comfortably, and we have a flat side panel here masking the cable management. And on the back here, we have room for 1 exhaust fan, 7 horizontal PCIe slots, and 2 that are positioned vertically in case you want a device, such as your GPU, positioned like so using a riser cable, whether it be for aesthetics or lack of room. Then finally on the bottom we have our PSU, mounted horizontally facing downwards. On the inside of the case here, we have this nice piece that slopes outward from the main divider panel in the middle, and this allows for all your cables to be passed through from the back, and personally I think this looks better for most cable management needs. Here on the bottom you also have holes for smaller cables as well, and again we can see the same triangular design down here, which can aid in cooling storage drives, which can be mounted from underneath as well. In the front of the case, we have space for a 360mm radiator to go along with your fans, and on the top we have space for a 240mm radiator, which is placed forwards enough, actually, to also accommodate the motherboard nicely, and it can be slid side to side, as you can see here, allowing for proper placement of your radiator tubes to make sure that they aren't strained if you have water cooling. As for cooling, the name does do it justice, and I've never had a temperature issue considering that I have CPU and GPU AIOs, but the Corsair fans I have in addition also do a good job. So the one that I have that came with the case is just in the back, although I will be getting some new fans. Might make a short on that or something. But I've got some LL120s in the front, the RGB ones, and they do a great job. The software, on the other hand, is, in my experience, not as good as the hardware, and my front fans sometimes turn random colors. Like right now, they are yellow with some red, and the middle one has some blue with that yellow. So I mainly leave the RGB unplugged. As for cable management in the case, let's open up the back and take a look. So it's not my finest work, but I'll blame it on 4 SATA drives, cable extensions, and a lot of RGB. Anyways, back here you can see that it'll accommodate two 2.5-inch drives vertically behind the motherboard, and these are on these nice trays that you can unscrew with a single thumb screw, which is very nice. And there's an additional two 3.5-inch drives next to the PSU under here, which are directly cooled by the bottom front fan. Besides that, we do have this nice cable routing channel on the left side here, as well as plenty of openings and spots to anchor your cables with zip ties or twist ties or what be it. And on the channel on the left, it does actually come with a cloth tie there, which is Velcro, which is very nice. So 3 years later, would I recommend the Corsair 4000D Airflow? Absolutely. Well, there may be better options out there for the price that have been released since I got this. I'm still using it 3 years later, and several upgrades later. Found no need to upgrade. The only reason I would is if I would get custom water cooling, which I also haven't found the need to do with my Corsair CPU, AIO, and 3080 Ti hybrid from EVGA. So, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll see you in the very next video.